The book we're going to talk about today is really bloody disturbing, and that book is Dead in the Water by John Mars. This is a thriller, and it is highly deranged and unstable, and so many things. I've been reading horror for a really long time, horror, thrillers, stuff in that vein. This one was just the whole idea behind it and the premise is just really effed up and very disturbing. And I read that and I came away with it and I was like, that was a really messed up book. I'd never heard of this author before. Apparently, he has a bunch of books. This is my first time reading them. One of my favorite genres of horror is underwater horror or horror that has to do with the water. And so I saw his thriller that was called Dead in the Water. So it was kind of in my wheelhouse to read it. This story, it follows the main character. His name's Damon. His wife's name is Melissa. So you come into the story and you have a little bit of normalcy. And then Damon and Melissa start to do this thing where it's like, hey, like once a week or so, we're going to do something out of our comfort zone, this, that, and the other. And Melissa doesn't really want to do it, but she agrees to it. And so the first night, Damon makes them go sing like karaoke. And I'm like, okay, well, could be worse, right? And so Melissa decides, oh, she's gonna, for their thing, like going outside of their comfort zones, Damon doesn't like to swim. And he's not a really strong swimmer either. So she's like, gonna make him go swim out to this like buoy with her and back. So she's gonna go with him. So they're both going. It's really cold. It's not a warm month. This almost seems mean. And I was like, I'm reading this and I'm like, is this couple hate each other? Because I don't think when you love someone, you would do something that they're a weak swimmer. You probably know this, and you know they really, really don't like the water. But it was also a stupid idea for him to come up with this whole idea of them doing stuff out of their comfort zone like this. So anyways, so they go and they swim and he drowns. She's able to find him and drag him to the beach. And she's actually going to school to be like a paramedic and this, that, and the other. So she saves his life. And the first thing he says when he comes back is like, who is that boy? And he's like, I feel like, did I kill him? Or like, what happened? I saw this redheaded kid and the memory of it, he's like, I saw my life flash before my eyes and everything was true. And he's like, and then I saw this other kid like that I was standing over or something that was dying. He didn't know why. And then he becomes like insanely convinced that the only way he can get answers to this is to die again. Okay, well, that part's easy. The coming back is what's going to be the issue. And so he proceeds to find a way to do this. And, maybe the first time he tries doesn't go so well, but it's by the skin of his teeth, something happens that saves him. I don't want to go into too many details if you read this because it's a crazy book. It was good. Like, it was entertaining, but it was so disturbing at the same time. And like, it's very dark. It's full of sadness. And there's so much just brokenness. But at the same time, it was written really phenomenally well. The characters are super messed up. This is not something I would say I enjoyed. It was still a good book. No, was it good? I liked reading it, but it's so messed up. You walk away from here like, what in the F? Help. Send help. I don't know. So anyways, he goes because he's like, I gotta get answers. He wants to die again and be brought back. They make a reference to the movie Flatliners. It's a movie from like the 90s. If you ever saw it, basically med students who would have each other like die and then bring them back, and then they would bring weird stuff attached to them and back with this. So I don't know if there was like a whisper of that influenced this book, probably, especially since there was the reference to the movie Flatliners in it. He does end up finding a way to die again and come back, and he this time brings another ghost with him, and he's convinced that he doesn't have enough answers yet, so he has to die again. And this keeps repeating. And so who's bringing him back? What's going on with this? I'm not going to say much about that, but it's so messed up. And the fact that he got to this point in his head where he's like, I need to die again to get answers. And he keeps bringing back more and more ghosts. It's like this intense, emotional, dark, messed up whirlwind of God knows what. I've never really sat down and thought about like some of the really, really disturbing books, but this would be right at the top. Holy hell. Just the whole thing about this guy so focused on like dying and being brought back. And then like each time he comes back, like his health's getting worse. He's getting weird injuries. Like this is not good for him overall. You're not supposed to do this, obviously. Crazy book, crazy thriller. If you like dark, disturbing things, I would check it out. But if you don't like stuff that's like heavy with sadness and just emotional messed upness, that's not a word, messed upness. There is a twist at the end, very, very glaringly obvious what the twist is going to be, to me at least. And I was like, okay. But then there's another twist. And then there's another twist. And I didn't see either of those coming. So that made it just a bit more intriguing. I flew through it. It's a very captivating story. It's like a train wreck. There we go. This is what this book is like. It's like a train wreck and you can't look away. And when you do finally come to the end, you're like, what in the bloody hell just happened? It's quite the experience. If you're looking something a little more on the deep end. It was a heck of a first experience of his books. I don't know if they're all like this. Because I was at the library the other day and I actually saw another one of his books that was for sale in like the little sale area for $1. But then I was like, is it going to be as messed up as the one I just read? Because I was like, I don't know if I'm ready to read more of that. I don't know if his books are all like that. So if you guys have ever read John Mars, please let me know. Are they usually that messed up and disturbing? Because this one, holy crap. So if any of that sounds good to you, definitely check it out. Like I said, I would not say this book is for everyone. And if you enjoyed hanging out today, hit that subscribe button, come back, see me again, and we'll talk about more bookish things and weird stuff.